Hello, my name is Dawn Brunke. I'm going to be reading chapter 26 of my book, Talks with Bob, A True Story of Love, Death, and Life in the Afterlife. And this is from book two, Beyond Grief. This is a very short chapter. Probably doesn't need much of a introduction other than it was the type of talk that it was just like the ever slightly twist of the camera lens or the binoculars, and it just brought things into focus for me. So let me just begin. You can see if it's the same for you. All right, chapter 26. You again? It's the 1st of December. I sleep a long time and feel different on waking. More grounded, more centered, more me. Of course, I'm very different from who I was before all this happened, too. And now, another kind of different. In the inner world, we've crossed the in-between. We've arrived at the foothills of the mountain of knowing. While in consensus reality, it is not even 3 months since he died. In the inner world, it has been years. Our conversations have spanned what seem a year or longer in this waking world. When I try to compare, it's a confusion. I can't compute a steady ratio of time between worlds. All I know is that in some realms, only a few months have passed, and in others, years. On waking, I sense his presence in bed beside me. I touch the Bob button, and here he is, as promised. Our connection is different, calmer, in a suddenly self-evident way, and we laugh. As I sit with my laptop and note the date and time, I register it's a new month and that we're starting something new. Can you explain more, I ask? You set up the relay of selves, and in bed I sensed your larger self in another realm, but I still feel you here. Not as a robot or static image, but part of you right here, right now, with me. It's different than I imagined, he says. Maybe it's that way because of how we set it up, with part of me anchored with you in the house, and yet I'm laughing now because of how many times I would tell you I'm in your heart. I think by saying that so often, I was and still am in your heart. By saying it and connecting with it repeatedly, it positioned me as an anchor in your heart. It's easier than I imagined. And that's a joke of sorts too, isn't it? You think things will be one way, but when they're different, you laugh and you see how you set it up to be that different way all along. Am I making sense to you? You are, I said. It's like those frames you talked about. It's another little joke. Because we talked about frames so much, I became more aware on many levels, not just consciously, of how to play with frames, to loosen up and not be framed by restrictive ones. When I woke this morning, I felt so open and curious. I wondered, what would it be like with you in a different realm, farther away? And yet here you are. Here we are. It's not as separate as I imagined. You're here in a different way yet again, and I'm different. I feel so integrated, self-assured. I feel capable. How do you see or feel me? Your description is clear, he says. I see that shift in you. And maybe I see it because I also feel it in myself. It's as if we both passed through some invisible door and we are different now, yet again. It feels like a good thing, I say. I'm so glad to still be talking with you. Our talks, if we keep talking, they won't be the same, will they? And that's all right. And that's another funny joke. It's like when you died, and I realized our relationship is not going to be the same at all because it couldn't be. I could go into deep despair about that, and I did for a while. But when I came out, I also saw it's going to be okay. It's a different relationship now, a chance to experience us in a different way. And while a part of me was so sad and missed you so much and still does, but not in the same way, even with all that, there was and is curiosity about how we are now, how we are changing and evolving. Because that's what's happening, right? We're evolving. We always are, he says. And that's part of what you're discovering about time. It's not only stretchy and slippery, time is experienced differently in different realms. Another little joke you share on Earth, time zones. That's how it is with other realms, except they're not measured hour by hour, but by leaps and turns and layers. And that's a joke too, because there is no time. It's all now. But to see and feel that, you need the key, an open consciousness to know and feel it, to know the now. Here's another thing I say. I feel I love you in a different way right now. I feel us smiling together, and it's so calm, a different sort of shared knowledge. I feel that too, he says, like we're cuddled together in the heart. Exactly, I say. That's what it feels like. Like we're lying in the soft bed of the heart, just watching the outer show, laughing and smiling and shaking our heads and holding hands. Like an old evolving couple, he says. Couple of what is the question, I say. Huh. You can still make me laugh, he says. Couple of what? Couple of explorers and life lovers and afterlife lovers who lucked out, who took a chance and lucked out. Because we're talking even now after we imagine it would be different, I ask. We could have been stuck there thinking that was it, the final goodbye. But it never really is it? It's all as open as we are. I'm exploring in the big beyond, he says, and you're exploring an inner world. And we're both exploring in so many other places too, other times, other lives. And yet here we are, together, in our heart. Okay, short and sweet. That was kind of a recalibration of sorts for us. I remember that day. I remember that turning of the lens ever so slightly, and everything just became clearer for me. Okay. Um, More coming. And there's links in the description, my website, our books, links to our books at Amazon, our channel if you want to hear earlier chapters or read book one if you haven't heard it yet. Okay, hope that was helpful for you, and thanks for listening.